Welcome one, welcome all. This is Thanksgiving Eve, basically, on the NFL side of things. We got a loaded Thanksgiving slate next week. I believe we still have the Black Friday game, I assume, too,
Oh,
right?
yeah. It's a Friday. Yes. We got one this Friday on Prime. Yep.
Oh, there we go, on Prime, not Netflix this time. Not Netflix,
Or maybe it is Netflix.
No, it could be. Yeah, Christmas would make sense, actually, for
Netflix, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it should be a good time, but you're not going to have as many games next week. We got to spread out 3 on Thursday, 1
But no buys. That's a plus.
That is absolutely a plus. For those wondering, Big T is joining us, and that, you know what that means, Felix, right?
What does that mean?
Is that it's not just one former Millie Maker winner on this show and you winning it a couple of years ago in the best fall streets. Now we get 2 former Millie Maker winners on this show, so I'm completely outnumbered. It'll be good to hear y'all's thoughts.
Outnumbered, but you're on the heater of all heaters. Let's not take ourselves short here. You are on the heater of all heaters.
Yeah, still 600,000 behind you two in one event, I should say, right?
Yeah.
Big T's happening in the Players Championship, I believe, and then yours happening in a Week 17 match. What was the Week 17 game? Was that the Brady stacks that got you there?
It was a Brady stack. It was Cooper Kupp, Jamar Chase putting up 51 points, and Najee Harris coming on the last play of the season to finish it off.
And that's why Felix is such a big Najee Harris guy. That's why he was gifted a Najee Harris jersey for his birthday. And even though he's hurt now and he is a Chargers fan, there's a little bit of reason behind it.
He is never going to play for us ever. Like, he's probably going to retire after this.
Just swap out the 2-2 for a 9 and call it a Trey Harris jersey, right?
Yeah. Hey, you can complain about that.
Appreciate you guys. Nice, Kevin. I got lucky this week. We will continue on, hopefully carry that momentum into the NFL side of things.
How'd you do in the Millie Maker last week?
I had another top 50 team, Felix.
Did you really?
Yes, it was a Brissett team, obviously. You know what's funny? Because
I had a Josh Allen team, by the way. Josh Allen, Sean Tucker bringback team. I overstacked that game and it didn't even cash because of that Brissett game.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, the Michael Wilson thing completely negated, like if you faded him in Sean Tucker lineups, where I was shocked that our guy Josh Allen was not in the winner last week with 47 fantasy points. We usually don't talk about the week before. We got Big T. You know, he'll be back here in just a second. So, but I do want to go over that lineup that won, right? My highest finish. No, I did not. I probably fell out over the last.
I got washed away whenever. Oh, that game went through.
It was the Dortch catch that I think killed me from the top 50 to outside the top 250. But yeah, Brissett stack with Bijan. You had Michael Wilson, obviously, Dortch, McBride. The bringback was Christian McCaffrey with that Cardinals game.
And it was the only bringback for sure, yeah.
Yep. Tet McMillan getting 36 as well. And the Steelers defense with 2 defensive touchdowns.
Man, and if I could hit a third leg on our parlays, that would be great. I've been hitting just 2 every single time. And I hit I put JMO on mine as well. I was like, it was like the night game. And so I hit it later, but I unfortunately was not part of our 3-legger.
Well, the good news is that Big T will be joining us. So we'll only have to pick 2 apiece, right?
Yeah.
But, the third one has been the bad one for us.
The Achilles heel.
Yeah. Need to get it across the line. While Big T is away, we will go ahead and get started, though, with the New England Patriots and Cincinnati Bengals.
Do you want to skip it to the next one so he can talk about his Bengals?
You know what? You're 100% right. You know, that's a great idea, Felix. You usually don't ping around on these games, but
I agree.
I do want to start on that game while he's here, right?
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and start on the Cleveland Browns and Las Vegas Raiders. It's an underwhelming game for the most part here, but you do get a big hitter in Brock Bowers, one of the guys that we love on this show. Ashton Genty in a halfway decent spot. Still, the Browns defense is nothing to really be messed with. Kenshawn Judkins being the volume king isn't involved in the pass game much at all, though. Felix, talk to me a little bit about the Raiders and Browns before we start with the 1:00 games.
This could be a demolishing, or Max Crosby could have a career sack day going against this Brown and Shador. I mean, I'm cheering for Shador, but it could be really bad for them, and I could see it's going to be a pretty. Let's hope they just run the ball and kind of make it a low-scoring game. We don't have to worry about this game, and we can just cancel this one out. But Brock Bowers is just such an enigma because he can go off for like 7 catches, like 80 yards and a tutty, and hit the lineup.
100% there. I mean, Brock Bowers is going to be a guy on any given week, right? 6K. Right now, he's at 6K here. He's going to be a guy, I kind of have to include in your pool. He's going to get a little bit of ownership, around 15, 16% or so. But one thing, even though Shedeur is throwing the ball, right? This is the one thing that, people have been waiting on all year. Ever since April, ever since he fell in the draft, right? They all wanted to see him in an NFL game get a fair chance at a starting. Well, there isn't a much better matchup than the Raiders on the outside. And if you do want to, maybe attack with one of these wide receivers, because the Raiders, I don't know if anyone watched Monday Night Football. What did you see? George Pickens run rampant. I have a little bit of interest in a Jerry Jeudy, as gross as that sounds. Right?
Yeah, I can't do that. It's just,
I got to.
I think Harold Fandon or Njoku are going to be his plays. I don't know if he's going to be able to get it out there or have the time to get it out there.
You see the exposures. It's definitely leaning toward Raiders, Genty, small stacks right there. The Browns defense. It doesn't like the skill players in this one. Yeah. And that's with these Sims. But Big T, we waited on the Bengals game. We don't want to start off with a banger of a game to start out, right? So we went to the worst game anyone could imagine. And
I thought I just missed half the slate or something. You guys were already on the 4 o'clock. I was like, man, that was a long 5 minutes.
I didn't want to just go because I think we're all going to have our takes on the Patriots Bengals of all things.
I'm just following your takes. What do you mean? You win 100K every night? I only came on this show so I can win some money. What do you mean?
I mean, oh my gosh, you two are the former Millie Maker winners. I got to listen to you guys. I haven't won a Millie yet. I
won it like 19 years ago. It feels like a lifetime. You weren't even born when I won.
I was still at Verizon slinging phone. I remember the day that I was at Dixie Valley in Louisville. I was working the store there. It was good stuff on a Sunday. That's where Sundays happen to be a good time to become a Millie. Right?
When was Big Felix's? When did you win yours, Felix?
The Cooper Cup, the Bengals Super Bowl season. Actually,
what was that? 2 years ago? 3 years? 3 years.
21, 22 year. Yeah, I won it in best ball, so it was like on the last play.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how you get there.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, actually, I met you at the when they used to do when you won the Millie, you could go to the
in Arizona.
Yeah. Yeah, I was wearing a Chase jersey, and you were pretty stoked to see me across the way.
That was a fun trip. Yeah, I love that Arizona trip. That was one of my favorite trips. We had the magician. What was that dude's name? The mind.
I know who you're talking about. I remember that, and we also had Marlon Wayans.
Yeah, Oz. We had Oz at Arizona.
We had him, and we had Marlon Wayans, which was
that was good too. You're right. Yeah. That was a fun trip. Rubio doesn't have a bush yet.
Whoa. We keep it clean. Now.
100K. The chat's all over you here. It got Bush the same night.
Oh gosh. No, actually that was funny because like I said, I did the show on Thursday and my fiance came over. I was watching the dogs at my parents' house after I drove my dad to the airport and stuff. And I was getting ready to leave, and the game went to overtime, and I was just like, God, my girl's in Louisville and stuff like that. So I was just like, the loneliest trip in the world. I didn't even want to check the box score or anything like that. I didn't check the play-by-play. You're just sitting at the top of the leaderboard, just hoping the game ends. Oof. That's all.
How about when I text you and I didn't even know it was not over?
You know what? Did it irk me a little bit? No, but I know it.
It didn't make you as mad as it would have been if you didn't win after it.
Yeah.
If I did that to Big T, he would have blocked me. Right?
I mean, full disclosure, nothing annoys me more than when someone texts me like that. So I accept it. I even told the wife, I'm like, I messed up. I texted him. It wasn't over. I feel like an asshole. I admitted it. I admitted what I did. I felt bad about it.
You know what? All things, it still ended out nicely. Hopefully we keep that momentum going.
The difference, though, with me was I thought it was over. Like most people do it when it's like they know it's not over. I thought it was over. It said end of fourth on there, and I wasn't watching the game.
Yeah, the worst is the eye emojis that in the Discord. Oh. Like, oh God!
I'm just glad you won. I don't feel as bad now that you won. Now you owe me lunch again.
Maybe so, but first you got to give me your takes on Browns Raiders.
I mean, what kind of procedures you guys run on this show? We're on a 4:00 game. I don't know. I don't even know what the
procedure
like
here, Big D, was that you abandoned us. We got through our intro, and I tried to stall as much as I could.
We did stall. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not playing anyone in this game. Did you guys like someone in this game?
I like Judy.
Oh yeah, you said you like Jerry Jeudy and his 8-point projection.
You know, that's what Minty and Millie, right?
Yeah, we're talking about Millie's here. We got to play the worst plays out there sometimes.
So. Oh, is that okay? I'm in for this. I got to recalibrate. I'm in.
Big T, what does your flow chart say about the Raiders?
It can't be good. Let me pull it up. Actually, let's pull it up here. Let's see what the old.
As you guys were talking on the print factory, I think you guys were talking about the defense playing a little bit better at home than they do on the road.
I could see that for sure. And let me see if anything pops up on the old flow chart. It can't, right? You got Vegas. Yeah. So Shadur's obviously towards the both quarterbacks are in the bottom. Wow. Quinshon Judkins is toward the bottom. Genty's second to the bottom. Trey Tucker, so the receivers are the bottom.
Where's Judy?
I'm looking for where is Judy?
Look at the top.
Oh no, he's in missionary. He's at least got missionary for you. He's not towards. I couldn't find him because he was in the missionary. And then we got Fannon's missionary, and Brock Bowers is even missionary. So this game you can have this game, Rubio. Even in the Millie, I can't dive in here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna touch anything.
All right. Sounds like you guys would be more on the defense too. They'll be pretty chalk, but that's good chalk for the most part, especially with those Geno Smith and the Browns.
Geno Smith is so terrible. Like he was so bad in that game.
Yeah. He's been bad in every primetime game. It literally kills me.
No, I do think that the Dallas D is looking better with that Overshawn guy back.
I agree. I do agree with that. Dallas D looked good. I mean, Dallas looked good.
But it could be that they were facing the Raiders. It's hard to tell.
No doubt.
Drake May gets this Bengals team that is historically bad. It is officially the worst defense, I think, DVOA in history. I don't think that surprises either of us, or any of us, I should say, on this show. And I just look at this Patriots team, and I just want to play Diggs. I want to play Henry. I want to stack May up. We get May at under 7K. The probable at this point MVP of the NFL. I mean, that's the way it's trending, is that it's going to be Drake May's award to lose. And honestly, like with Ramondre Stevenson being back in the mix, what you do with the running back spot here will be interesting. And then you have the Bengals on the flip side of it. Jamar Chase suspended. Joe Burrow not going to play this one, but he will play on Thursday in Thanksgiving to ruin the Ravens season. I will say that'll get me up on Thanksgiving night, is rooting against the Ravens. There'll be nothing that will tear a family apart like a Ravens win on Thursday, though. And then we get Mike Gaseki back into the fold at 2,600, who could slot into a huge role. Felix, I usually start with you, but I am going to start with Big T because this is his Cincinnati Bengals team.
Man, the Bengals they're a gift to fantasy too, because their defense, like you said, is just the worst thing ever. And New England has not quietly, I guess, because people know they're good. It's just been awesome all year. Like they just have been so good. Drake May's been amazing. Travion, it is a little annoying because Travion just slam city, like the easiest play ever if Ramondre's out, which he's in, right?
Yes, Ramondre is in.
I was just making sure that I didn't miss any news. But yeah, I still think with how good Travion has looked that it's going to be his backfield. But I mean, Ramondre is going to get at least a little work. And I think it's just slam city still. But I don't really see how you can not have some New England exposure in all formats, whether it's Travion. If you don't play Travion, definitely the passing game. Diggs has looked good. Diggs' price is somewhat high now, though, up to 6,500. He's been cheap, and then they get Booty back this week. Mac Hollins. You're just going to have some New England exposure, and you can even overstack this game too if you think Cincinnati can score, which I do. I mean, they get Gaseki back, just like you said. 2,600 for a tight end. Where's New England on the old flow chart? New England's middle of the pack, so nothing too crazy there. But all the New England matchups are great. T. Higgins obviously slides over. T. Higgins is one guy, though, that I actually like more when Chase is in. I've talked about this a lot on the other shows, but I just feel like he's a really good number 2. I don't know how solid of a number 1 he is. I don't know if I love that. I'd probably rather go to Yoshi at 4,100. Even Tinsley. This is the Millie show, right? I'm allowed to throw some crazy stuff in there.
Yes, yeah.
Tinsley at 3K. I mean, what about an overstack with Gaseki at 2,600 and Tinsley at 3K? That's even blowout proof there. So I don't know. I want New England. I want to hear what you guys think about the running back New England situation, because I think it's still Travion. I am a little worried, though, about Ramondre stealing a decent amount of work, because if Travion gets the work, I mean, he's just slam dunk city number 1. Yeah. So I want to hear what you guys think, though.
Felix, just so you know, Big T, Felix is the booty whisperer. Right? He got the booty. What was that? The 2 touchdown game earlier in the season, right? He called it on the show. He literally said he loved booty. It was like, 0.63% or something like that. Just so you know, you got the booty whisper here.
We're going back to the booty again this week because, I mean, he's going to torch them. And then they're going to get beat. If it's not our boy Henderson running 70 yards down the road, it's going to be booty tearing him up, unfortunately, for the Bengals. But, yeah, there's also a bring back that he was out last week with an illness. Jermaine Burton might fill the role of Jamar Chase. They all kind of have roles. Yoshi is the third receiver. They might bring Burton as the Jamar Chase replacement instead. How running backs are not always built the same. I think it could be just throwing it out there that he might fill that role as a 0% owned player. I probably only have him on a few teams, but I will have him on some.
My one thing with Jermaine Burton, Felix, is I'm probably heading to Hard Rock tonight, and there's a decent chance I could catch him at the casino tonight. And there's a decent chance he might even still be inactive, right? If he's active, I could see him getting some routes in. But the problem is, I think the Bengals might I'm surprised they haven't cut bait with him just yet, because Tinsley has won the roster spot, has won multiple.
I agree. Yeah, Tinsley looked really good in the preseason with some good highlight catches.
And I will say this, right? You had T. Higgins run all the routes last week. Yoshavas is going to be a guy who's fine. But even with we had Higgins out for a significant period of time last year, Yoshavas wasn't getting a ton of targets per game. He was very efficient on touchdowns. So I will say this. My favorite play on the entire slate is Mike Gaseki. And I didn't expect to say that with the opening game, basically. He is a slot wide receiver for the Cincinnati Bengals. Under Zach Taylor, he is the slot guy. And now that he's back, I assume it's going to be a full role. He is literally too cheap, 2,600. He should be 4K in this spot without Jamar Chase. He's going to play 60% of the snaps, and people are going to assume he's a tight end only playing 60% of the snaps. He's a slot receiver.
Yeah,
he is going to play the slot.
And he's 2,600.
2,600. Literally a minimum. Yeah,
and no one's going to play him. And
that's what I don't get. The ownership has to come up, right? I don't. Yeah. Why is he so low owned?
It's the tight end. I think if he was a wide receiver at 3K, he would be borderline one of the best plays in the slate. But then people are going to overlook him here because he's a tight end. And you got
good projection.
Hunter Henry also looks good, though. It's if you're going to take one from this, you're going to attack the easier defense. I can see why why Henry's getting more ownership. But yeah, I'm with you guys. If we're going to just play the ownership game, we can definitely go Gaseki.
I'll take Gaseki straight up against Hunter Henry tomorrow, Felix. I'm going to be on the props for Gaseki as well. That will, if it's posted in the pick six.
We'll talk after the show. We'll take a prop there. Yeah, I like that.
Big T, by the way, we do a pick six in the end of every show, so you're going to be responsible for 2 picks. We have not gotten a 6 of 6. I think we've gotten 5 of 6 a couple of times. So maybe you can be the man who breaks the streak in the right way. But I don't think we have anything else to add. Gaseki's my one big stand. I'm going to overstack New England. Someone mentioned it earlier. Overstacks have been shipping millies. We saw it. It was a QB +3 with a bring back a CMC last week. You could easily have it where with May, you could go the Travion, who, we got Stephen Coy in the chat too. I didn't know you were a Buckeyes fan, Coy. OH.
Last 2 weeks, I had the triple stack on the wood too, so I'm gonna bring it with you guys this week too.
That's perfect. Obviously we had Jacoby Brissett, right? You had Caleb Williams the week before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this time you could even have some May, but
the week before was the Baker triples.
That's right. It's been that long. The Baker triples, those 10 shots.
Yeah.
That's right. Ted Johnson get the second touchdown late was perfect.
Yeah.
Jets, Ravens. Now, this Jets team is making a change at the quarterback position. They're going with Tyrod Taylor over Justin Fields. It's like putting a Band-Aid on a gaping wound. I don't really know what that's going to do for them. Their defense has been gutted. No Quinnen Williams, no Sauce Gardner. And now they run into a buzzsaw of a team in the Baltimore Ravens that are hot right now. Felix, I'm going to start with you on this one. Is this just a one-way street where Baltimore just pounds the New York Jets?
Yeah, I think this is where we can get like a triple stack here. You go Lamar, Zay, and Derrick Henry. You can play Derrick Henry, I think, in this matchup where they get ahead with Zay, big lead, and then they just run it down the rest of it with Derrick, and you can bring it back with A.D. Mitchell with a good value there. That's what my plan of attack with this team is. But I think they're going to try to get more Isaiah Likely involved in this matchup just to get his because he's been kind of slow since coming back from his injury. I think this is one of those games they're going to try to get him involved as well.
You see Saber Sim, this is traditional Saber score, by the way. They do like themselves some Isaiah Likely this week, Felix, which I can see that at 2,800, right? I think cheap tight end just off the rip looks really good, right?
I agree.
And we haven't even gotten to the studs that we like, but this is one of the lower prices that you'll see for Lamar Jackson. And you made the mention of A.D. Mitchell. And I think we all saw it. Were they the Sunday night game or something like that?
I think it was a Thursday. They played the Patriots, right?
Yes, Thursday against the Patriots. Yeah. And A.D. Mitchell could have easily had like 50 more yards.
Yeah, just so many drops. Yeah.
He gets open. That's the only thing that matters. And he has 3,200. Big T. You got any interest in this game? And more specifically, a cheap punt wide receiver like A.D. Mitchell with 6 targets last week.
I struggle with A.D. Mitchell. He's just bad, but the price is nice. He's a number one receiver, and people have to realize Tyrod's definitely going to throw way better than Fields. He might not be a better quarterback than Fields overall just because of the running stuff, but he can throw way better. Baltimore's defense has got pretty healthy, though. I don't see the Jets having too much resistance. Mechie scored last week, but he didn't really do much. You do have just super cheap tags. I'm never playing Breece Hall. I definitely think you can play a 3,200 A.D. Mitchell or even a 3,300 Mechie just with the script. But I love the Likely call. It's a lot like Gaseki in the first game, 2,800. I've played Likely a few times too since he's come back. The price is nice. He hasn't really exploded yet, but he could easily have a 2-touchdown game versus the Jets. I really like what Felix was saying, where maybe they take this game to get him going a little bit because they need to get Likely going. You just look at their roster. DeAndre Hopkins is not going to do anything. All these guys towards the bottom of the roster, they need more weapons. So I like the Likely call a lot. And the overstacks, that's the theme of the year. I've always been an overstack guy too. So, I've got made fun of for 10 years on these shows because I always like to overstack. We've seen so many millies, though, with it. The downside, obviously, is when the game doesn't go crazy, you lose, and everyone kind of knows that. But this is the Millie show where we're trying to win. I think Derrick Henry, too. The only issue I have is 7,600 feels somewhat expensive for me to go with him in a spot like this. But I feel like it could be a Henry spot just in my head. I feel like he could rumble for a monster game against this Jets team that should just quit. What resistance are they going to put up versus Baltimore, who needs to win? I just don't see it. The chat loves Mark Andrews. I'm definitely going to be on Isaiah Likely for $1K cheaper than Andrews, though, at least personally.
Some stats here for you guys last week in a close game where they needed to get points on the board against the Browns. Mark Andrews ran 19 routes, 5 targets. Likely still ran 18 routes, 3 targets. That could easily flip at any given time. I know that the recency bias has been in Mark Andrews' favor, but we all know how last year turned out, especially to start the season. It was Likely early. So I would definitely be more unlikely, especially
with
the ownership.
Bateman out too. Doesn't that mean Likely could slide out a little bit in the slot too?
Mm-hmm. Could definitely see a lot more 2 tight end stuff. And look at the ownership too. 13% for Mark Andrews versus 3-4 for Likely. You have to play with the ownership there a little bit. And honestly, for the exact same role, and sure, if you think Andrews a better player straight up, follow your gut. But, the numbers are very identical, and you're saving $1K salary, and you're getting a little bit of a Bateman bump too. One thing I want to add, and I can ask you this, but feel like Zay Flowers been chalked back-to-back weeks.
Yeah.
Back-to-back weeks of mediocre performances. This is the spot, though, where it's like 6,300 against a team where they could put up 40, right?
Right, yeah, and the Jets are quite quitting over there and trying to get a better pick, and I think this is one of the spots where I remember it was like 2 years ago where they put up like a 40 burger like immediately on the Jets, and it's like I can just see them just starting real hot. They're already on fire, like 5 wins in a row. Like they're gonna come out, dominate the early part of the game, and then I think they're just gonna grind them and grind the clock away and just move on to next week.
I very much agree with that. I'm going to go to a game last year, right? They scored 41-10 against the Denver Broncos, team they blew out, right? Lamar threw for 280 and 3 touchdowns. Only had 16 completions, but Flowers had 5 catches, 2 touchdowns, 127 yards. You did see Derrick Henry go off for over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. So, yeah, they can score 40-plus points, and the yards and the touchdowns can obviously would go in your favor. The touchdowns obviously would, but the yards can still get there with running back and quarterback both. I do agree. That you want to hear a really bold take that I got? I believe that the FBI investigation will lead to maybe the abolishment of the drafts. I'll say it. I think you do have teams intentionally throwing games, potentially like the New York Jets.
No.
I think the NBA.
What are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about.
He's talking about. He thinks it's going to go NBA where there's a lottery.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be a lottery. I really think that the draft has a real chance to be completely abolished inside.
What are you talking about?
The NFL draft. The Jets are tanking.
You know how much money and stuff they love this draft? Like, they're not getting rid of the draft.
I'll tell you, well, they might go to a set formula then or something like that. These teams are incentivized to lose. I can't look too good.
What do you think happens in the NBA? Like,
I think the NBA is going to be in hot water here in the next couple months. Big T. I think there will be emails leaked out that teams were intentionally losing games, and then
we already know they were intentionally losing games.
Correct,
what are you talking about?
No one ever admitted it, and then it's
going
to
be Sherlock Holmes.
I think that's going to happen. I do. That's my bold take. Like I said, you don't have to agree with it. It's bold. Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Indianapolis.
That's a worse take than JSU in warm water. I mean, it was pretty bad. I'll say it. I mean,
that's why I said it was bold first.
How do you even come up with a take like that? Do you think about it while you're taking a dump or something that comes up on your mind?
I've always wanted the draft to be abolished because I'm tired of
all these. Oh, it's what you wanted.
I want it. I think it happens. It happens. NFL is going to be the same way too. NFL is going to be the same way.
Just all the drafts are gone.
They'll get moved to a set formula. Like the Celtics will get the first pick in the best draft possible, right? That's what they'll set the formula to. All right. Patrick Mahomes in a must-win spot, right? So the Chiefs last week, I thought that they would show the Broncos who their daddy was. That did not happen. Now they're sitting outside the playoff picture looking in, and it's going to be a slate where, they go against the team, the Indianapolis Colts, who are, obviously ahead in their division. Jonathan Taylor, Offensive Player of the Year at this pace. Felix, I'm going to start with you here. I kind of like Patrick Mahomes with his back against the wall. I like Rashee Rice a lot. I want to go with the Chiefs here.
As I've been probably the one Rashee Rice truther for a while, I'm tired of this narrative that they have to win this game so they're going to play good. They just have looked like butt cheeks so far this year, and I don't think it's going to change. This defense got better with adding Sauce Gardner. He could shut down Rashee Rice this week, and it could be potentially, I guess, a Xavier Worthy type game. But I think there's going to be a lot of dink and dunk to Travis Kelce, and if I can see more 3-and-outs for Pat Mahomes this week. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is the week they actually do break out, but I'm tired of trying to back Pat Mahomes because we expect him to make the playoffs. We should stop expecting. We should go with what we've seen. It's pretty average.
I mean, that is very true, right? For those, I've been a Chiefs hater for a while. Big T's a Chiefs hater too. I mean, we can celebrate it a little bit, but I don't want to doubt Mahomes, right? Like, there could easily be a scenario here where Mahomes throws for 350 after they go down 14 or whatever. And Andy Reid's not going to be handing it off, right? Andy Reid's not going to give Kareem Hunt the rock if they're losing this game. I think that these Chiefs games, though they haven't really exploded, we saw the Bills game was only 28-21, 22-19 against the Commanders, 28-7. I feel like there is potential there. It's brewing. We just haven't seen it. I don't know, Felix. I know.
I don't know.
I'm probably blindly chasing.
I'm going to be on the. I can see myself building more Colts stacks than I am going to be building more Chiefs stacks. I'm going to like Alex Pierce here with the big play of potential that he's shown over the last few weeks. Got his first touchdown, I think it was 2 weeks ago. I'm going to be on that side. I'm probably going to pass on JP at that 10K price tag. Against this defensive line does pretty well against the run, and so I might do double stacks with Pittman and Alec Pierce, with Pittman taking a lot of the intermediate work, and then hopefully they just pass it all over the Chiefs and blow them out.
Yeah, I like it. I think the JT tag could be attainable with a cheap punt tight end, right? But he will definitely be low owned. Big T, what are your takes on this game?
Yeah, so according to the flow chart, I updated the flow chart this week too to spice up the last 5 weeks. So it's got more credence towards the last 5 weeks. Since we're on week 12, I didn't want it to account for a lot of week 1 stuff. So it's built up. Patrick Mahomes, number 1 flow chart quarterback of the week. Indianapolis, though, is just fantasy gold because they score so many points and they give up points. You got a high total. You got a team that needs to win in the Chiefs. The only issue I have is what you guys were kind of talking about. It's really hard to click Jonathan Taylor, even with a cheap tight end at 10K. I mean, that's expensive on the road. The downside is, the dude is just nuked every week. I fade him every week too, so I kind of have been against the Jonathan Taylor stuff. But, man, he is just absolutely nuked. But I'm with Felix again. I like Pierce. He looks good for a 5K receiver. Tons of upside. I love how he runs deep routes. I like Pittman too. I want to lean into this passing game a lot. Warren, let me see where I got Warren at. Warren's a little lower, and I like a lot of tight ends. I don't want to play a tight end this week that I'm not fully on board with because we got studs up top and we got punts that we're going to get to another guy that I really like as a punt tight end. On the flow chart, if anyone's looked at it. But Travis Kelce's number 1 flow chart play of the week, too. So Mahomes to Kelce, both number 1. If you believe in the flow chart, which I do, you can start a nice team with Mahomes, Kelce, Pierce type thing. But I think you can overstack this game, too. Mahomes, Rashee Rice, Kelce. I think this game gets crazy a little bit. So, I like this game.
It's low owned, and you guys have a point too. Travis Kelce showed up in the playoffs last year, right? Well, it's kind of starting to feel a little bit, cold outside. It's starting to feel like the Chiefs' hopes are diminishing. This could be his final year in the NFL. Last week, Felix, you're the one who brought it up. It could be a Kelce game. Last week, Kelce 91 and 1. You go back to the Bills game, right? He had 4 for 66. The yards have trended up in the right direction for him, and Big T, you mentioned a number 1 flow chart spot. All right, I think I'm going to be stacking up a little bit of the Chiefs. Look at that.
Another thing you got good for the Chiefs is they can't run the ball. So you got Mahomes, who is going to be forced to throw. Mahomes is definitely my number one quarterback. Like, there's no, even ahead of Drake May, who I still think New England could just run the ball a lot on Cincinnati. Don't get me wrong. I like Drake May. I don't want anyone to hear that I don't like Drake May because I love him, but they could run the ball a lot. Whereas Mahomes, Kansas City is not going to get in there and just pound the ground game. They're just not. They can't. So, I love the Kansas City side.
I like that point. Felix, anything else to add about this game before we move on to the Seahawks Titans?
I don't typically like double tight end, but there's just so many good punt tight ends this week that this might be a double tight end just based off. I usually like to do it on smaller slates, but this is definitely going to be a potential 2 tight end a week.
I'll take it even further. Like, how do we not just play 2 tight ends? I'm with you. I never play 2 tight ends really, unless it's like a 2 or 3 game slate, like you said. But how do we not? There's so many cheapies, and the spend ups are incredible too.
Yep. That's I kind of agree with you guys. Like, we've talked about like 4 or 5 tight ends already, and you touched on Tyler Warren a little bit, but like he's also in this game.
Yeah,
that's how good tight end is, though. Like, I don't think I can play Tyler Warren on any teams. That's how good it is.
Well, that's why Gaseki's so low owned. To answer your own question from earlier, right? Like, maybe there's just so many damn tight ends that are good plays.
Yeah.
Seahawks taking on the Titans. Jackson Smith and Jigba. has been on top of the DFS throne for wide receivers. You had Kenneth Walker, who got fed and will be playing this week. Sam Darnold is a low 5,400 price tag, man. The question is, how much are they going to have to throw the ball against arguably the worst team in the NFL right now? Felix, start us off.
I feel like the Titans have been a little bit on the upswing, like a tiny bit, like in the offense production. And they lost. I think they lost Mayonnaise this week, but I do think that I'm going to be on Darnold. I'm going to be on some AJ Barner. He's one of my preseason guys that I was on that nobody else was kind of on because of Elijah Arroyo taking a lot of the rookie steam up there. But I think I like to attack the Titans with the tight end. So I'll be having a lot of that. You know, you can't really stop JSN right now. I mean, did you see that one-handed catch on the sideline? It was wild. So I'm going to go back to that. I'm probably not going to touch any of the Rashid Shaheed yet. He's getting more involved, but Kupp is still there, and it's kind of muttering the waters over there. And again, like you said, this could easily be a blowout. I wouldn't mind playing the defense here for the Seahawks because he does give the defense a lot of opportunities.
Yes, Cam Ward, especially behind that offensive line too. He's definitely scrambling around. They're implied a very low team total. Could definitely be a Seahawks defense type of week. Big T, I'm curious on your thoughts about the Seahawks here.
Yeah, Seahawks. I love the Seahawks. They're my favorite team right now. I know I've shifted like 3 times this year, but currently I like Seattle the most. Even though last week they lost, they threw 4 interceptions. It made me even more confident in them, just the way they played. Their defense is incredible too. So I know everyone's kind of talking about Seattle, but their defense is 4K and pricing. Even though we've talked about a lot of cheap plays, it's still hard because of how many just great spend ups there are. I mean, JSN in this game at 9K is just an incredible play against Tennessee. So the Seahawks at 4K, I don't think they really get owned all that much, 10% tops. And against Tennessee, it's been a printer all year. So in my mind, I get one of the top 2 or 3 defenses in football against the best offense for defenses. I feel like I have to play the Seahawks defense because if they're going to be low owned, I could see them just absolutely nuking in the spot. I wish I could buy into like a Kenny Walker or something. He's only 5,400. It's just it sucks to play a true split where I just don't see it. I love the Barner call. Yet another good tight end that we got to throw in that mix. I legit might set a rule just that I'm playing 2 tight ends on every team. I love tight ends this week. I love so many of them. Darnold's only 5,400 too against Tennessee. My only issue at all is, can Tennessee keep the pace at all? Can they score? And that brings me to the point though. Another tight end, maybe my favorite based on price, second to the top of the flow chart, Gunnar Helm with Chig is questionable, right? Is that right or no?
I
thought he was questionable. Right. It doesn't look like he is though.
Yeah, but
in my head he was. Maybe he was earlier in the week and I didn't miss the news. Either way, though, I like Gunnar Helm a lot at 2,700 because, believe it or not, Seattle's defense is amazing, but they've got destroyed by tight ends at times this year, and it sticks off the page to me. Like it just sticks off in the 2-hole Gunnar Helm, and that's a Millie play if I've ever seen one. Like no one's going to play this guy, and I mean, what 0.1% according to Saber, or 0.2%. I love it. I got to give these plays on the Millie show, right, Rubio? Is that what you guys do?
Yes.
We, you know who was talked up last week? Gabe Davis by Felix. Went 3 for 40. I mean,
so close to that end zone, man. He got that end zone look. I was so stoked, but
I like that call though. Gabe Davis, they got a good little connection.
Yeah, that was but even before Thursday's game. So like that was, he was on the practice squad still. Like that was great stuff, and he ran a lot of routes too. That was a good call. To kind of go on to your point there, you're talking to the biggest Chigokonkwo fan in America right now. He has definitely lost this battle to Gunnar Helm. They ran similar routes last week, 24-20 in Chig's favor, but Helm got 5 targets. And like you said, it's a flow chart spot if you've ever seen it.
And you got another guy in the 2Ks.
Got another guy in the 2Ks. I'm with you guys. I love JSN. I really like Arnold. It's tough to overstack it, right? Where, because look at the Seattle side, right? it gets, like you said, Felix, very murky outside of Jackson Smith and Jigba and Barner. Barner has clearly won the tight end one role, 16 routes for Arroyo last week, 35 for Barner. Barner also had 10 targets. Something to keep a feather in your cap is Barner, when they play close games, he could be a nice little safety valve for Darnold. They haven't played too many really close games lately, and that Rams game was about as intense as it gets. Cooper Kupp, 36 routes, Rashid Shaheed, 32. I'm actually impressed by those numbers. I think Shaheed, you mentioned it's still kind of the target share is going to be low for both those guys moving forward, but Shaheed's a one play away guy as always.
Yeah.
Giants.
Hold on one sec. I kind of think I just have looked at it more, and Emmanuel Wilson's 5,300. Kenny Walker's only 100 more. Like,
yeah, that
is
is
the Millie show. I'm going to lean into the Millie show. Like Kenny Walker with that defense.
It's so bad. Yeah, you can definitely take advantage of that.
And the price just feels, I know they've split all year and Kenny hasn't looked great. Charbonnet's looked better at times, but the dude got how many carries last week? He got,
well, for him, it doesn't even matter about the carries. It's about he gets goal line snatched. So with Kenny Walker, it's about the big plays, and he can bring the big plays to the game.
I like it. I'm leaning into it. I'm leaning in this week. What's the Millie? The 555? I'm coming on this show and trying to take this 555 Millie down. I have to.
We do the 20 milli, man. Come
okay,
on.
The 20. I'm not putting 150 in anymore, though. That's your territory. I don't want to. I'm too poor to put 150 in with you.
You're doing the 555. I'm not doing the
That's 5. One, though. I'm not putting 150 in. I'm putting one in the 555.
Just for fun, Kenneth Walker, 16 carries last week, 11 for Sharps, right? So you're obviously going to have that in your favor. Emmanuel Wilson could easily have the same amount of carries by game end, right? If Jacobs is out, because he's right now a game time decision. But could easily be that scenario there.
I want him in too, so that it's a natural pivot over to Kenny Walker for 100 more.
Yes, I like that. Giants taking on the Lions. This Lions team are heavy favorites. That's no surprise. They're in a dome as well. Dan Campbell, off a loss. Feel like he wants to take his anger out on these New York Giants. Sam Laporta, we just got news. He'll be out for the entire season. You see Jameson Williams arguably with the biggest bump there. Jameer Gibbs has been an absolute stud. David Montgomery, they're talking about getting him more carries moving forward. Felix, I'm going to start with you here. It's a dome game. Jameis Winston's only 4,600 as well. Do you have interest in the Giants and Lions?
This is probably the game I'm probably going to be the most. I'm building a lot of stacks, a lot of game stacks this week based off what's happened last month, I feel like, and it's going to have a lot of Lions, and I think they're just going to come out and they're going to wipe the floor with the Giants. But I think when you got Jameis Winston back there just slinging the rock, it could be a fun game. That's how I won my first 50K. Was with Jameis Winston throwing to Cooper, to Godwin and Evans, and bringing it back with Kupp. So I'm pretty excited to have this matchup. I'm going to have a lot of Slayton as my one-off or my bring back. I am going to mix in some Tracy, even though they do pretty good against the run. He brings a different development in the passing game, so I do like that. He did look towards Theo a couple times in the late part of that game last week, so I am going to have some Theo, but I'm going to stay away from Wandell. Even though he's a good player, I'm going to stay away from this week.
I like it. You have Darius Slayton, who, a couple weeks ago was having a big game and then got hurt, right? That was he had a big first half, ended up getting hurt, missed out last week, and it led to 9 targets for Wandale, for example, 6 for Hodgins, and then 4 for Hyatt. We talked about not wanting Hyatt last week with the 10-foot pole. He could have been negative salary, and we still wouldn't have played him. Slayton, though, is 4,500 in a spot with Jameis Winston as his quarterback. I do like that as a run back a lot, Felix. And I do like stacking up the Lions. Big T, you on the same page there?
You got to like the Lions. I mean, they're coming off – they've honestly had a couple tough losses in the last 4 or 5 weeks. They just look so explosive. You got Gibbs that can crush. And it's my point that I made a few games ago, but these studs on this slate are so good. Gibbs is so good. Amon-Ra is so good. Even David Montgomery in that same price range of Wilson and Walker, 5,300. This kind of feels like a Montgomery 2-touchdown type spot. When they get leads and stuff, when they like to kind of pound Montgomery in there. I love the Lions, and I'm with you guys on Slayton. I mean, you get the upside. I like Theo Johnson too, but I don't know if I can play Theo at 4,100 when we like 9 other tight ends. I don't need to I don't need to get crazy at I like to get crazy at positions where there's not certainty. At tight end, I have just plays I love in the cheap range and expensive. I don't think I can get the deal, but I do like him. If you wanted to like just go crazy and overstack this game or something, I could see that. I kind of like the Tyrone Tracy call too. He's another guy in the 5Ks, another Millie type play too, where just say the Giants somehow score 30 in this game. You're going to win so much money stacking this game, and that's why overstacks are so nice. Like, all you need is the Giants to score some points, and Detroit will 1,000,000% just keep scoring. So I love it. I'm on board with you guys here, and there's really nothing I don't like. I like Slayton the most, honestly, because the price point, 4,500 with the upside, all the big plays. But Wan'Dale's fine. Even Jameis, I don't think he's the worst play ever at 4,600. I mean, he's going to sling it, and I mean, 4,600 is so cheap for a guy that can throw 4 touchdowns. We know he can throw 4 touchdowns. We've seen it a million times. Detroit's defense isn't incredible or anything. I think the Giants, this game's sneaky. You could see a lot of points here.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit sneaky just because, like, look, the lines are going to be popular, but it's more the bringbacks that we're talking about being a little bit sneaky. And it's not Wan'Dale. Wan'Dale's going to be a little chalky, but Tyrone Tracy's going to be dirt low owned, like 1%, 2%. He had 19 carries last week, right? That's what we're talking about with just volume. Darius Slate, he's going to be under 5%. You got Jameis Winston, he's going to be under 5%. If you wanted to full stack this game, you're going to have the Giants side that is completely under-owned relative to the Detroit side. Detroit has been better defensively this season because they've stayed healthy on defense, right? That's been the number one thing. But they are in a dome, and with Jameis Winston slinging the rock, anything can happen. Amon-Ra St. Brown is the most popular play with the Sims right now. I like to do the Sims like probably 30 minutes before lock, so that will definitely not stick. But he is the most popular in Saber right now. Gibbs, we had our guy WSN mentioning they wanted to lean in on him as a wide receiver, basically, right? And you see it without Laporta. They're missing one of their best players in that offense. And, you know, you saw a little bit of Monty Gibbs personnel last week on the field at the same time. Could easily be a situation where Gibbs starts to get more volume as a pass catcher and Jameson Williams gets a smaller bump too. And, you know, Brock Wright's not going to take six, seven targets a game. Hey, he's not going to do that, right? So it's going to be on these skill players that are definitely getting a bump without Laporta. Steelers, Bears, Jaylen Warren is going to be in for this week. He rolled his ankle last week, but there's no worry there. He'll be the starter this time. The Bears are down a bunch of linebackers, I believe. Big T, this is the Caleb Williams hater show, at least on one side of the room. Felix, I can bring Felix along, but I think Caleb Williams is one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL. Nothing can change my mind. I'm out on him even against a really terrible Steelers defense, which it's only 5,700, but I'm out. That dude is buns, right? I'm out. All right. That's the one thing. Romo Dunze, he can stay. But everyone else, I'm kind of out on the Bears offense in general. Felix, I'm going to start with you here, though. This game in the Sims isn't too popular right now, and that's because, you know, Aaron Rodgers' status still slightly up in the air. I think he'll give it a go, though, it looks, right?
I don't know why it's that low owned, because both these pass defenses are both pretty cheap. So, like, even though Caleb Williams wants to throw 100 miles an hour to all of his wide receivers and they drop him, I think this could be a spot where, you know, it could. I'm not saying it's gonna be a shootout by any means, but it could carry some fantasy relevancy. Like, I'm Luther Burden at 3,600, and he's clearly overtaken now. Finally, taking long enough, but overtaken Zacchaeus. I think that's a sneaky good play here. I'm Roma Dunze was my highest owned wide receivers in best ball. I'm going to have to hope that he, you know, writes the track on a more consistent basis. That's been the problem, is that it's like Caleb can't really pin down which is going to be his favorite target. He kind of spreads the ball around, not to the extent of like a Josh Allen, but once he finds one he likes in a game, he kind of tends to keep going back to that same wide receiver in a game.
I mean, it makes sense there, and it does look like Rodgers will play, which, and you're right, these defenses are both pretty awful, right? The Steelers, though, they did move around some pieces. Yeah. Jalen Ramsey with extremely dirty hits all throughout last game, really embracing the Pittsburgh culture where, you know, just be dirty, get away with it, have the ref suck you off, and, you know, get the other guy, you know, in trouble.
You sound so whiny right now.
Nah, it's just the truth, Big T. And honestly, Jamar Chase was telling the truth. You
would have spit that big old loogie on him too.
Yeah. I mean, look, camera, Photoshop, live TV nowadays. It's all
Photoshop.
It was AI.
AI
live
got
camera. I mean, look. I want to see the unedited tape. All right, that's all I want to see. The first few angles that weren't close up didn't look like he spit. But the Steelers defense, since making that move that Ramsey going to a safety, like in all honesty, it has helped them out a decent bit because they were lost in the secondary just a few weeks ago, and last week they at least looked halfway competent. Big T, what are your thoughts on this game?
Are we allowed to partake in gummies on the Millie show? Is that allowed?
I mean, as long as, I mean, like, I would wait. Yeah, like, I would make sure 40 minutes out we're done.
Not waiting. What do you mean? We're going down the holster.
I didn't mean the word wait. I meant like I would wait for the show to be over by the time it kicks in, right? Like, you'll be fine.
We'll see. We'll be in good shape. But this game, I agree with a lot with. I wish I could argue more, but Felix is on it with both these pass defenses are weak. My only issue at all, it's in Chicago, which the weather should actually be pretty decent, I think. Do we know for sure if it's Rudolph or Rodgers, or we still don't know?
ESPN, so I picked up Rudolph this week because my team is a disaster, and I had Tua, Jaden Daniels, and Justin Fields, and now none of those guys are available this week. Tua on a bye. And Mason Rudolph now has a projection of 0, and Rodgers has a projection of 21. So sounds like Rodgers is going to be in.
Yeah, as long as Rodgers is in, you can definitely go to pieces. I actually like the tight ends. It's annoying that there's 3 of them. They're all cheap. And again, like there's so many good tight ends. Do I really need to pick between a 3-man workload? DK Metcalf, though, 5,300, same price point. If Rodgers is in, I love DK Metcalf in this spot. I love Luther Burden the other way, like you guys were talking about. Rome, I always like Rome. I have a Rome problem, and I don't know why. He was awesome early in the year. I talked him up as like just an incredible receiver. He hasn't been good to me since then, and he's still just staring at me in this spot. Pittsburgh's so slow. I like this game. It's another sneaky game. I know it feels like we're talking up every game.
Yeah.
P. Lally, I don't know.
I was laughing
can neither confirm nor deny that. I don't know.
I will say you were watching some elite high school hoops before coming on the show. That was
elite in Huntington Prep.
When you sent those names, I was like, "Oh my god, that's elite! That's elite basketball right there at that level." Felix, you might have said this, and I was zoned out looking at NBA stats for a second. But Luther Burden, 21 routes last week to Olamide Zaccheaus is 7. So the flip has finally happened in Burden's favor. Which you got to be the biggest fan of that.
Yeah, he's my second highest owned. So I went heavy on the Bears this year in best ball. I just think, I believe in Ben Johnson. I think that he brings a different element to their offense. I just didn't realize that Caleb Williams didn't know how to throw touch. And it's just
he is. Oh my god, yeah. The Bears are going to be the fact that they have that good of a record too pisses me off because people are glazing. Yeah. Caleb
they're well coached and they got a bunch of good players.
Yeah,
Caleb will lose it in the playoffs.
No, it's Jared Goff. He has nothing but dome games the rest of the way out, and him in a dome. I could definitely see the Lions still easily taking this division.
I hope so. Something save us from Caleb plays, please. I'm with you guys. I do like the Burden play a lot more than usual. 3,600. It's the flipping finally happening. DK Metcalf, I kind of get, even though he's terrible. I'm a Steelers hater, that's why. But yeah, without all those linebackers, I'm worried that it's going to be more of a split with Warren and Gainwell. I mean, we all saw Warren was mega chalk last week, and Gainwell, even when they were both healthy, got the first touchdown and got plenty of work. So it might be a good spot, but man, it's gross.
You can't trust an Arthur Smith offense, man. He likes to run them all. That's why I never played, Bijan and Tyler Algier when he had them, because it's like he doesn't really just pick one. He likes to play them all. Just like his tight ends, he likes Johnny, but he doesn't really get them involved. It's like he likes to use all of his pieces. The only one I like is Big T brought up is DK Metcalf at that price. If it is a slow game, it's a good one-off piece to have involved.
Yeah, we saw T. Higgins and Jamar Chase both. Well, T. Higgins might have 99 yards or something like that, but Chase did get 100 there.
Yeah.
P. Lally, He's one of them. He's one of them. And this is the best. I've never heard a description of a quarterback that just nailed it on the head. This is exactly it. In one sense, this describes Caleb Williams. Throws on the run from a clean pocket. That is 100% the way.
Yeah.
We'll move on from this game here, and we will go to the 1 o'clock. Oh, we're not quite in the 4 o'clocks yet. There's 4 o'clock games, but we were on the Vikings taking on the Green Bay Packers. Big T, you might not know this, but Felix is a big Michigan guy. He really likes JJ McCarthy. I don't think
I might be out on 9. I might be out on him now. It's bad. It's bad.
We're calling him 9. You got to strip him of 9. He doesn't deserve the 9 nickname no more.
He looks like more like Zach Wilson these days, man.
I bought up so many of his rookie cards. I believed in him too. I'm losing faith too. I'm not ready to fully tap out yet, but I'm close.
Yeah, I'm pretty close too.
God. All right. Talk to me about this game, though, in Green Bay, in Lambeau, with the J.J. McCarthy who couldn't hit the ocean from the front of the beach.
I think this is going to be one of those games where it's one-sided, but even that one side is not really going to – it's like a 20-3. It's nothing you're really excited about. I feel like they're kind of dealing with a lot of injuries on the other side. They kind of just want to get healthy and get out of there. I can see, Emmanuel Wilson getting a lot of ownership. That it doesn't look like there's a lot of ownership right now, but I feel like come tomorrow it's going to have a lot more than that. And the best way to get away from that is just it depends on who's healthy at the wide receiver position. Like Dontavian Wicks is always getting open. He's the kind of guy that can win these kind of random games. This is not the kind of game I'm targeting because it's like they have so many different players. Like if the money lines up, I guess if he's your last player in, then I'll take one of these guys. But I'm not. I'm trying to kind of avoiding this game in general.
Yeah, and you're right. So the Emmanuel Wilson ownership right now is kind of hovering on Josh Jacobs potentially being in, right? So it's a true game time decision. It is a 1 o'clock game. You will get that news beforehand. But if let's just say like Jacobs is out tomorrow, Felix, like how much Emmanuel Wilson do you want?
I'll definitely be like Big T said. Big T kind of converted me to maybe we should be playing more Kenneth Walker. I'd like to say I'm going to be overweight, but I think I'm going to be right up the field with Emmanuel Wilson and a little bit more over the weight on Kenneth Walker.
I think in the millie that could be about 35 or 40.
Yeah.
I think that would be.
I think so too. Yeah.
If Jacobs is out, he's going to be big time chalk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Monungai was 50 something, and that was like 4K.
To be fair, that was the best spot of all best spots, though.
Yeah.
All in a year. He's the GOAT once if he gets a win this week, and then he's the worst if he loses. I love that.
If he gets a win in Green Bay this week, that would definitely help raise the stock back up.
Yeah,
no doubt. Big T, talk to me about this game here. Christian Watson, 4,600. He's a darling of ours.
I'm definitely not playing anyone in this game except for Wilson. And Wilson, too, like, if Jacobs is out and it's just I don't think I can really lean into 35-40% ownership. It's still Emmanuel Wilson. Like, we still know what he is. We've seen him for a while. He's fine. His projection's going to be, 15 or something at 5,300. He's going to get steam big time. I love the pivots we talked about. Kenny Walker, whoever else I said. There's one other guy too.
The Giants guy. I can't think of his name.
Montgomery. The David Montgomery was that price too. And the Giants. I mean, Tracy, all those guys. Tracy. And it's the Millie show. I don't like Emmanuel Wilson chalk. Get me off of that.
If you're building one lineup, definitely don't be playing Wilson. You're not going to get the right combo. If you're playing a lot of lineups in the Millie, you could sprinkle them in.
100%. And like Rubio, who's the 100K man now, I'm sure we'll have what are you going to do, Rubio, with Wilson when he's in there? Mr. 100K?
Saber will get me even with the field. I guarantee
honestly, like, in all seriousness, I'm making jokes, but if I played 150, I would be happy to have the field with him. I think it's like, if you guaranteed me what the number is, I'll be very happy to have field of him. I don't want him to beat me, or I don't want to lose to him.
Yeah, I guarantee it'll give me the field on him. I would bet that. The ownership in this game, I don't know why it just disappeared on me. That was funny, but there was no ownership in the Sims on this one really at all. Jags.
Bad game.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Jags taking on the Cardinals. The Cardinals in another great spot. It's a pass funnel going against the Jaguars, right? You want to throw the ball against them. A lot of people liked Herbert last week, which I didn't like, right? And Felix, we talked about that last week.
You definitely talked about the no alt that they were going to get decimated. And you were right, especially when we talked about even earlier in the season when we talked about that D line getting off real quick and creating a lot of pressure early. It just made sense that it was going to be, and they were growing across the country. I always feel like those games are always something to be take a second look at.
Exactly. And it was a good spot for the Jags to get a victory against the Chargers. But this week, they're the ones going across country. And it's a spot where, honestly, are we going to be double stacking, triple stacking the Cardinals again? And I think the answer could be yes. Felix, talk to me about this game.
So I ran my first set of sims, I think early Thursday, and it gave me a bunch of double stacks with Brissett, Trey McBride, and Michael Wilson again. And then there's still, I don't think there's a price until he gets paid to like $8K for Trey McBride with the way they're using him. And I think he's a dominant figure at the tight end position, so he's going to win. You're going to win at tight end if you can play him, and then Michael Wilson's still too cheap for what he is with Marvin Harrison still out. I think it's just an easy double to build. I think I'm going to be at the field because I don't know if he can do it 3 straight weeks or if they're going to have such a lead against this team. Because there's nothing really to bring it back with. I guess now that Strange is back, maybe it's another tight end. But yeah, I'm probably going to fade unless I get Tootin in my builds. I'm not going to really touch the Jag side. I'm just going to be building the double stack from the Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, right? Because last week, Jacoby Brissett set the record for most completions in a game. For those who don't know, 47 completions was the record. And about half those felt like they went to Michael Wilson, and the other half went to Trey McBride, and Greg Dortch got sprinkled in. Greg Dortch and Xavier Weaver both ran about 67% of the snaps last week. So it's very interesting, where this usage is at. I mean, it's clearly Wilson where, I mean, gosh, it's an elite spot. I mean, this Jags team is in the bottom quadrant against the passing yards per game allowed. I like the Cardinals a lot this week, Big T. Are you going to fall in line as well?
They just have been amazing. I mean, say whatever you want about the passing game, but they've been the best. I mean, Jacoby Brissett's been the number 1 quarterback the last 5 weeks. I think they're the only team with a top 12 quarterback every week, which is just not – it can't last forever. Eventually, it is going to stop. I just don't know if it's this week. I mean, versus Jacksonville at home, Jacksonville – I don't know. I am a little nervous, though, because Trey McBride has been freaking amazing. You're getting a wide receiver 1 at tight end and just playing around with my builds as we do this and kind of trying to dial in. I don't know if I'm going to be able to play him because of all the cheaper tight ends we like. But the problem is when he gets 30, you're not winning without him. Yeah. And he's got 30, 2 of the last 3 weeks. He's been 20 plus a million times. And they're just feeding him the ball. So it's almost like JT in a way. You're really playing with fire when you fade JT and McBride, and they just have so much upside at their – he's way underpriced. I agree.
Yeah.
If you look just at the projections down, his 6,800 sticks off the page. But it's still position dependent. When Gaseki gets 15 and whoever our boy Helm gets 14 – it's still a big score for that price. You still have to build the whole roster. So, if Trey McBride got 18, I don't think he'd be a good play. And that isn't that crazy of a – I mean, his projection's 18. Right now, if you told me he gets 18, I don't play him. So, I just think tight end's loaded, and he's awesome. He's an awesome play. So,
yeah,
if you want him, play him. Jacoby's still cheap. Michael Wilson. I agree with what you guys said. I think I'm going to be lower, though. I don't feel good about it because Arizona's been awesome. Jacksonville defense gets a little pressure, too. Their D-line's been playing good. I don't know. I think I'm going to be lower. Tootin's an interesting Millie play, though. Someone in the chat liked him. You guys were kind of talking about him. I don't know. 4,600 makes a lot of sense in this spot. He's been looking good when he's got opportunity, and that price point is nice.
Yeah, and they took him out of the game after he got hurt last week, and they didn't bring him back in. I think it was more just say you got hurt, no reason to rush back. They said he could have came back. I think had the game kept going, I think you would have seen a lot more of him and could have had a bigger game than he had.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I kind of agree with each what you guys said, and I think it's one thing that's clear from this show is that tight end is the most underpriced position on the slate, right?
And it's going to be a tough position on the slate because you got a lot of decisions to make.
I mean, yeah, if you could play 3 of them, you might be tempted.
I would 100% play 3 if I could. I don't like running back, honestly. Running back's the spot I struggle with this week.
My favorite advertisement against the game stack would be like T-Law just blows, right? Where, but that's the only thing. I really want to stack it up because you see a team again that can't run the ball with the Cardinals, right? It's kind of the same case about the Chiefs.
Is there any news on BTJ? If
he's out.
I mean, he is out. Okay.
Yep, he is out for this one. And then you had Jacoby Myers. You mentioned this last week, Felix, on the show. Jacoby Myers gets another week there. It was he was like I think the leading receiver last week for them. It wasn't even like really close either.
I think once he came into the game, like they called up plays just for him. Like his first touchdown got called back, but like they're scheduling plays for him because Parker Washington is a nice receiver, but he's not a one. He's not a one, and he's the best at a 3 spot, and that's not like him playing at the 2. I wouldn't play him. I definitely have interest in Jacoby at that price, but yeah, I'm not trying to build my lineups around Jacoby.
Yeah, trying to think of a run back like Myers, 18 routes last week, 6 targets. Parker 20 and only 2 targets, right? So clearly this offense could funnel through Jacoby Myers. So that would be my sneaky guy. I don't think he's sneaky. He's 20% on. So again, that was probably the stupidest word in the world right there. But like he is going to be a popular guy to run back with, and I think it's good chalk because I think as each week goes on, we have seen Jaguars wide receivers, want to thrive, and he'll be one of them at 4,700. As long as BTJ remains out, he's the clear number 1 there. Like you said, Parker's good, but he's not a number 1, that's for sure. And Myers has had success in the past as, the guy for Las Vegas and Oakland for a little bit. And obviously New England. All right, let's move on from this game to, we already talked about this one. So if you were so, hell-bent on hearing about the Browns and Raiders, you can go to the beginning of the show. The TLDR is no one's really playing anyone from this game. My only bold play was Judy. The defenses are solid, and that's about it, right? Bowers is fine, but Bowers probably not a great click with all these other tight ends on the slate. Yeah. But 6K, probably not a ton of ownership on him. He's one of my favorite players in the league. I can be talking to.
Yeah.
All right. It's a Cowboys slate. It's Cowboys and Bengals on the slate. What was it? A few weeks ago, it said if you just stack against the Cowboys and you stack against the Bengals, you're going to have a great year. Well, the Cowboys made some upgrades, right? They got Quentin Williams. They got Logan Wilson. They got Overshawn back. They got a bunch of pieces to help them with that defense. And then the Eagles offense, it's not great. And it's just not. There's no way to sugarcoat it. Jalen Hurts cannot give the ball to his wide receivers at a high clip. Dallas Goedert can be forgotten about in some games. Saquon isn't looking the same as last year, but they're still 8-2 or whatever. Like they're still going to be the number 1 seed in the NFC. It looks. I don't really know. And their defense has absolutely thrived as well. I don't know what to do with this game, so I'm going to need your guys' help. Felix, start us off.
So at the beginning of this week, I put a unit on the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl this week. I don't know. I just got this weird vibe. They're going to come in. They're going to somehow grab a wild card spot and run the table. And it's probably a dumb bet, but we got to. That's we got to take those chances every once in a while. And I think this defense is coming around, and I do like Overshawn back. I think it creates more pressure on the quarterbacks, allowing the little stress relief on the cornerbacks, which they were getting beaten on, and he's helping in the run game. So. I do still like the Eagles in this game, though. I do think Saquon is I hand built a few teams this week, and it was Saquon and Devontae Smith. I built on it, and it looked pretty good. It felt pretty good when I built it. I do think it's going to be a pretty close game. It's either going to go one or two ways. It's either going to be a shootout or it's going to be a low scoring with these defenses both coming into form. But I do like Dak coming into this game, so I don't know. And I can't play. The Cowboy stack is so expensive this week. That's why we need the value from all these other plays, because playing Dak, CD, and Pickens, it's a lot of money, and you have to save somewhere. So it's hard to build that stack in this week.
Yeah, Sabres on the Eagles side, and it's tough because it's not like Lamb is the clear alpha in that wide receiver room right now, right? Yeah. Pickens has been an absolute dog. I still think Lamb's the guy, but 7,900 for him against an Eagles defense that has been playing incredible. I mean, they peaked at the right time last year, and it looks like they're going to peak at the right time this year. People can say what they want. Sirianni's a damn great coach. Big T, I fiddled with Jalen Hurts stacks, what was it, a few weeks ago in a great spot. I think it was against the Giants or something like that. I don't feel comfortable doing it, but I don't want to go against my word about jamming against the Cowboys.
I think Dallas's defense might be low-key getting better, kind of like Felix was talking about. Philly D's getting better, and the price points are what might save me here, because a few weeks ago, I love Dallas. They have good players. You just look at them. They have good receivers, good quarterback, good running back, good line. Defense is getting better. They check a lot of boxes for a sneaky Super Bowl run. I don't know if they have enough defense to hold up against some of those top offenses, but at the price, I love it. And in this spot, I like it. The issue is just the prices. They're just too expensive this week against a Philly defense that I think is good enough. I like the under in this game. I know it's a somewhat high total in Jerry's world. I think both defenses play good enough. Philly doesn't want to throw the ball. They're perfectly fine just doing what they do, grinding clock, especially if they get a lead, just grinding clock. And none of these price points in the whole game stick out to me. When I'm trying to build like a portfolio, again, I'm not going to play 150 teams like Rubio, but I'll just get rid of games like this. I don't like a single price in the game.
Yeah,
from my perspective.
That's fair. I mean, I think that is fair. You got everyone above like 6K for the most part, except Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown, where they've tried to force the ball to A.J. Brown last week, and it didn't really work out. I mean, the dude's just disengaged from the team. It looks. It doesn't matter when your defense is that good. You can run the ball for 3 yards at a time and then do a tush push, right? And like you guys said, I mean, this game, I actually kind of think it'll lean lower scoring. But I'm still going to have some Eagle stacks. I don't think I'm going to have any Cowboy stacks. I'm going to respect this Eagles defense. They're going to be kind of on the top of that list moving forward for me. I don't want to stack against them, no matter how good the offense is. And I do think Dallas's offense is elite. That's just something where 7,900, 6,900, and I don't really ever want to play Jake Ferguson with both those guys in. It's just, Dallas is probably a little too expensive for me, but Eagles probably more in play. Falcons taking on the Saints here. Bijan Robinson is the top guy in this game. Decent, ownership on him, 28%. This is the spot that we were talking about, right? You had Jonathan Taylor at 10K, and running back's been kind of underwhelming, but it's tough to go away from Bijan here, 8,500. One of the first real, what was the last time we even had a good running back? I'm not going to count Emmanuel Wilson. We haven't really had it since Jahmyr Gibbs and Montgomery, so the 1 o'clock game. So it just shows. I think it could be higher than 28% here, Felix, that Bijan gets.
Yeah, I can definitely see Bijan with all the value that we've talked about on this slate, that his ownership is a lot higher than we think it's going to be. With I can see a lot of Emmanuel Wilson, Bijan teams just being out there if Jacobs is out. And I don't know. I like the other side of this game, or the other side of this. Yeah, with Tyler Shuck actually showing me he's a serviceable quarterback. And my highest owned running back early in the best ball season was Devin Neal. If Kamara is out, I have no idea whether he was questionable the last time I looked. If he is out for some reason, I can see a lot of ownership going to Devin Neal. I will be playing some Juwan Johnson. They had a really good connection early, but it's another one of these tight ends. It's really hard. Tight end's definitely going to be the hardest spot for me. I think I'm just going to have, like we talked about earlier, a lock-in double tight end build this week. And they talked about Darnell Mooney getting a lot more work. It's like Kirk Cousins hasn't really looked himself ever since he tore his ACL. Is that him getting more work really going to produce anything? I don't really want to be putting any bets on that.
Yeah, Cousins getting hurt. Oh, was it Achilles, right? Yeah, Achilles.
Yeah.
Hasn't been the same since then. Obviously losing a lot of luster on his throws, but 4,400, probably not going to do it. The quarterback's pretty cheap too. That's the one thing I keep looking up. Lamar's only 6,700. I don't know. I think we have Saints, Bears, cheap ones. You're talking about the running backs there. I don't know. You still got to split with Swift and Monungai a little bit. I know Swift is won that rollback and stuff, but Genty, I guess I can see Genty getting a little bit more ownership than originally thought. But Big T, kind of feels like I could be playing a lot of Bijan tomorrow.
Bijan is the one. Do we give anti-play on this show?
Yeah,
you can absolutely give an anti-play.
I mean, my guy that I'll fade 1,000,000% is Bijan. I don't
No
see
way.
it at all. Kirk
I can see
Cousins
it.
is horrendous. Like,
Yeah.
they're going to stack that box. First of all, he's not going to be crazy owned, though. Like, Sabres ownership on him is 100% wrong. There's no way he's 28%. No chance. Like, none whatsoever. So he's a horrible play. Kirk Cousins is terrible. I see Kirk Cousins is the worst quarterback I've ever seen since that injury. He can't move at all. I can't imagine paying $8,500 for a running back on a Kirk Cousins team right now. Just a terrible play, Rubio. That's my anti-play of the day. I like the New Orleans side, though, and I hope Kamara. I mean, my guy I was going to bring up, it's like me and Felix are in sync. We're going to win tomorrow for sure because I love Devin Neal. I pray Kamara's out. Please let me get Devin Neal for $4,300, half price of Bijan. I'll take Devin Neal for half price. Like, he's good. He's talented. Also, if Kamara's out, it's not the week, but it's the Billy show, and I'm known for my boy Taysom. 2,700 if Kamara's out. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. 2,700. I'm just saying. Bookmark it. Only if Kamara's out, but they will give him that rock at times. I love Olave. I love the Saints. The Saints are going to win this game easy. This is my lock of the week betting wise. My anti-play is Bijan. Kirk Cousins you're better than him at quarterback, Rubio.
I know. I'm going to be playing a little bit of quarterback on Thursday. I'm getting my arm ready. I got the pigskin. Well, it's not in this room anymore.
You're being serious right now. I was joking.
Oh. There's
no way you can throw a football. I've seen it.
I throw really nice spirals that rotate 45 degrees in the air. You know what? You're exactly right though, with Kirk Cousins. Well, we saw him play football earlier this year. It was bad, right? What was that game? Was it the Dolphins game that they played or something like that?
He was in the best spot ever, and he was so terrible.
Yeah,
I gotta check. It was the Dolphins game where they lost 34-10.
I had a lot of London that game and did not do anything.
173 yards passing. Bijan only had 3 checkdowns his way, 3 for 23, which I was like, oh, maybe they'll throw the ball to him more in that game. Maybe you're right. Maybe the anti-play is calling your name here. Bijan. There isn't a whole lot of running backs to play. I guess
running back's tough. I do agree with that part, but I definitely don't want to spend it running back. Those receivers are so good.
This is funny too. Big Kev, saying this is exactly what they did against the Panthers to stop the run and make Bryce Young beat them.
I don't like B. I seriously like that. Even if I played 150, I might not play Bijan. I don't like him at all.
Big Kev, I'll always hold for you. You'd make a 45-yard field goal on Big T's head without a doubt. I'll back you again.
And then he banged it. He banged it home.
Big Kev, he's the best kicker at RPS, without a doubt.
That's true.
This Falcons defense I've been avoiding in the past, right? But then over the last 4 weeks, they've been carved up, like literally carved up. I don't know what happened. They went from the best defense possible to Bryce Young throwing for 448 yards again.
I said it was going to be a lot higher of a scoring game last week. Because T-Mac, man, he was ready, man.
Oh, and Tet was in the winner. Bijan was in the winner too.
When they moved him to the slot, T-Mac needed to be in the slot to get a little free run, and he was off to the races.
And they've been getting thrown on for the last 4 weeks, man. They were one of the best. They didn't allow a 200-yard pass for the first 7 weeks of the season, and since then, 448, 255. Drake May threw for 259, right? Tua threw for 205. Like, they've been just weak defensively, which is a difference from the start of the season. So maybe I could be talked into a little bit more Saints. Maybe I do think they move the ball, and I can definitely see Big T's call here with Taysom Hill, man. Like we were on it a few weeks ago. We were thinking that he was going to get in. I think this might be one of the weeks he gets in. They move the ball. They don't. He likes to check it down, not check it down, but like play the shorter end of the game. He doesn't really like to throw it too deep with Olave. Olave will get a lot of targets intermediate, and then I think Juwan Johnson. I'm tired of bringing up tight ends at this point, but he's gonna look good, and I think we could see some Taysom Hill design run plays here.
I'm not the smartest with like looking at previous matchups, but I can just tell you in the past, like Taysom has always loved this matchup. He just has. I don't know about the last like year or two, but if you go back 4 or 5 years, he dominated this team.
Yeah,
it is tough this week though. I'll say like it's tough to play him just because tight end's loaded. Yeah. But the best play of the slate, I think, is Devin Neal. Like as long as Kamara's out, I think he's an incredible play on a weak running back slate.
Spoken like the true college football guy in you, right? Well, I'm yearning to play some Devin Neal.
That price point does a lot for you. You can get up to a lot of plays if you pop a 4,300 running back in there against Atlanta. He'll crush too. He'll get us like 20 points if he starts.
Yeah, just for vibes, I'm going to bet a first touchdown, Taysom Hill. All right, just for vibes, right? I'm not going to play him in DFS, but I'll do a first touchdown. I'll get my taste out. You know, we talk about some of these.
I'd probably go 2 TDs, but if you're going to go first touchdown, that's a good bet.
When it's Taysom time, it's Taysom. So it's always
I agree. Yeah,
flatter it because when he gets there, he gets there.
He gets there.
Yeah, 100%. All right, it's time to get into our plays of the day, and then we'll do a pick six at the end of the show. Can you believe that was already 11 games gone and dusted? We are almost done before 10:30. I'm going to go to the bar and watch the UC Bearcats lose to BYU after this. Plays of the day, though, there's no ownership parameters here, Big T. You brought the Annie play here, which I like that. And Bijan Robinson, your anti-play of the day. I respect that a ton. But Felix, I'm going to start off with you here, your play of the day for the NFL Millie Maker tomorrow on DraftKings.
My play of the day this week is going to be Jameson Williams. I think they torch the Giants this week, and I think it's going to be a bit of a shootout over there.
I like it. Jameson Williams stepped up without Sam Laporta in a major way. I like that one a lot. Big T, play of the day.
No, definitely my play of the day. I'm still a tad nervous because of Ramondre back, but Travion Henderson's looked incredible. Back-to-back 30-point games, and he gets the best matchup my flow chart has ever seen, this Bengals defense. I just refuse to believe after he's looked that good that they don't just give him the rock against Cincinnati. And if they do, he's getting another 30-piece. And the ownership doesn't match it because of Ramondre being back. And the passing game is good. And Drake May's good. And all of that. So it's Travion 100%. And my low-on play is who were we just talking about? My boy Devin Neal. Felix got me excited. Like, just freaking talking about that got me going a little bit. Don't be in Kamara. Please just sit Kamara. Don't ruin the fun.
Yeah.
Is there any sort of pivot late? Like
no.
Just nothing. So I need to have a 2v2 to even think about it.
I think Kamara is going to be in. I don't.
You do? I kind of think he's
questionable. He's on the last year there.
4 weeks in a row or something like that.
I know, but like, why not sit him? Like, they're not a winning team. I mean, I don't. You really think they couldn't just sit? Don't ruin my fun, Rubio.
Not. I can tell the gummy's about to hit. I got to get us to the finish line here.
Is Putin the same price? He's 4,600. I need a 4. That's not an
4K,
exact
right?
pivot.
Yeah. Tutin's not a terrible play though. I like.
Yeah,
I like
it is a 4 p.m. pivot though, where it's like you can maneuver a little bit there.
All right, my play of the day. Talked about it at the start. There's so many damn tight ends though. I kind of like cooled off a little bit. I'm gonna have way more than 5%. But Mike Gaseki from the slot. He's gonna have a big day with Flacco throwing in the rock. He'll be the Bengals. He'll basically be the number 2 guy for Flacco tomorrow. He's going to get a lot of targets. A revenge game, too, just for what it's worth. Should be around like 4 or 5 even. Instead, we get him at 2-6. Gaseki, 67 yards and 2 touchdowns tomorrow. All right, pick 6 time.
Oh, I forgot about the pick 6.
7.
Ready.
Yeah,
6, 7. Can we pick 7?
Well, I mean,
6 or 7.
We definitely can do 7.
Do they let you pick 7?
No,
they let you pick 8.
Oh, do they really? Okay.
They probably let you keep
going. We got to do 6 or 7.
We got to do 6 or 7.
I just heard Rubio say he was going to receive for 67 yards. I just had to throw it out there.
Yeah, 100%. I'm going to go with our guy, Mike Gaseki, over 28.5 yards tomorrow. That's going to be the first one of the pick 6. That was obvious, right?
Does he got receptions? Does it pull it up on the screen?
I can't do that.
Why?
What do you mean? I don't know how to pull up
pick 6. Oh,
6.
I need to see our lines and stuff here. JSU always pulls it up for me to see what I can pick.
It's because JSU's smarter than me.
I know you're pretty smart with the computer. Figure it out. I need to see
You're
the
young.
lines here.
I grew up with floppy disks. Like
got a fire behind Felix. Look at that. He's got a fire going on the TV. That's
Christmas
just
tree.
mojo.
We're ready for
There
Christmas
you
here.
go, Big T. There you go.
Oh,
We
you got
got
to
it
make
now.
it bigger now.
You
You're used
need
to
a
the
larger
small
than this?
noodles. How am I going to see that? Hit the plus button.
How?
Whoa, look at that. Look at that. You got the balance in there. You slid that baby in there to show us. You're showing off now.
No, see, that's why I didn't want to pull it out. Yeah, let's
Is there
Gaseki.
receptions for Gaseki or is it just yards?
I bet it's just receptions for receiving yards. I'll look for you. We got 5+ receptions that they usually do. His is 1.8x, which I could be talked into a big multiplier. Yeah, it's frozen for Gaseki.
Well, what if you get rid of the yards and do the receptions? Or you
wanna
like
do
yards better?
I mean, we haven't hit a 6 of 6 yet, but yeah, I'll get bold. I'll do a 1.8x.
Flacco likes his little dump offs. I like a little dump off train.
Yeah, I like it too. Felix, give me your first pick 6 play.
I have Darius Slayton, 38.5 receiving yards over.
I like that one.
Because all it's going to take is one catch.
Yeah, he's going to get that. He's going to nuke that one. 38.5 yards. I love it. Big T, what game do you want me to go to?
I need to start with Travion. That's my play of the day. What do we got here? 53.5's it? I mean, what is that? Free money. How you not win every week with numbers like that?
Can
we ladder it for more money or something? How's this work?
We can do 60 yards for a 1.1x multiplier. It's a little larger.
I love that.
That's too low. That's too low.
I mean, that's like stealing. That's like when they said the other night, like Josh Allen 1 yard. Like that's the same as this.
You know, how do you not bet both of these? Like,
does it let us?
No, I mean, we could. I don't know if Stevenson will get that many carries, but
no, don't you dare just click Stevenson in there. What? There we go.
Gonna be
don't you dare put that karma on me with Stevenson.
Their combined number for them is what, 90? That is
no. Stevenson's not getting no carries. Stop.
Correct. That's why we're on Hendo. We got Hendo in here. All right, I get my next pick. Then we get the snake draft it back, or if it was a snake draft, it'd be Big T for a double dip. You know what, Big T?
It should be a snake. I want Taysom. Where's Taysom at?
Oh my god!
Oh, I don't think he's in there.
Oh no, he's not in there.
I hope
I'm looking.
You said I hope not.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Is that a TD? Oh, give it to us.
Oh,
give it to us.
You know, this one's going to win off eyes.
Yeah, 100%.
This one's going to win off eyes. We get the Taysom Hill TD in there, baby. Let's go. Felix, snake drafted back your way.
Travis Kelce over 58.5 receiving yards.
Oh,
I was actually going to go with that.
There's no way we lose this.
There's no way. You know what? What if
Rubio, I want 50 of this. You got to put 50 on it for me.
Bijan Robinson. No, I'm kidding.
Just under. Find him and put under the final.
No, it's my pick.
I'm trying to get us home here with a 6 of 6.
Oh, wait, I thought we were doing 7.
Oh, it's 7. Okay. 6 of 7.
It was 6 7. God. All right, I'm gonna go with. Oh man, do I steal your mojo a little bit here, Felix?
Do it.
Luther Burden. All those routes last week. Nah, you know what? No, I pump fake. I don't want Luther Burden no more. I don't want Luther Burden. All right. Sorry. Excuse me for that. I'm going to go with my guy, Michael Wilson. Target machine last week.
Yeah.
He's going to get peppered again and again and again. That was no fluke last time out. They got no running game.
It's Michael Wilson. Leg.
That's the losing leg. Get out of here with the bad mojo. I don't even want to do a 7th leg. I don't even want to do a 7th leg now.
I don't want 50 anymore.
Do we want a 7th, Big T? I'll let you do the honors.
If it's Bijan under, I want.
Oh my god, this is great.
Bijan under, I'm down. I second that.
Look at his receiving prop. It's 41.
41 and a half.
Rushing under, not receiving under.
You want to do rushing and receiving?
81 and a half? No, I don't want receiving. I want rushing under.
Rushing and receiving 128.
I don't want him.
He can get there in the receiving game though. Just dumb 81
and a half. That is a freebie.
Wow, that's a lot of money right there.
I'm
109.
betting the same one without Wilson. I'm going 6 on mine.
Wow, so you don't want my 50 anymore?
Hey, that's a big number for Wilson.
He's gonna crush it. He's gonna crush it.
What's his receptions for Michael Wilson?
You know what? That's a good one. Hold on.
Yeah, I like receptions better than yards.
This is why we talk it out, right? We can get a smaller multiplier, but it would be 5 receptions.
Yeah,
I can get on board with that.
I don't like the yards. Get us the receptions.
All right. Surely there's a reward here that I can get for my boost. I usually get a 33% boost, and this would be a good one to do it on.
Yeah, put the boost in.
You know what? We'll do it. We'll put in 100 here. All right, we'll put in 100. Yeah, this is like it's not doing anything because Taysom Hill's going to score tomorrow, right?
Yes,
right?
Correct. 100%.
There it is. Checking the location. Oh, look, they're scared. They're scared. Look at
that. They should be scared. They definitely should be.
We are in. We will give away 4 $100 tickets if that one hits tomorrow, guys. So, or not tomorrow. We'll give it away next Saturday if that hits. All right. Good vibes. Good everything. Like always, if Felix and I don't win the Millie, we hope it's Big T, our special guest this weekend. If
you guys can win the 20 and I'm going to win the 555. It's a team effort.
That's a great plan. That's good. You brought the mojo back. You ended it on a good note. If we don't win it, though, we hope one of y'all watch and do. Have a great rest of y'all's day and have a good Thanksgiving as well. Bye-bye.